Hey everybody, Dave, the WA FIFO local job recruiter here. Today we're talking about how to go past the gatekeeper, which is someone like me, and get a job on a WA mine site. I'm getting flooded with inquiries since I've turned on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page again on how to get it when you're out of the state and out of the country. First of all, you've got to be available, because if it's a match and it's a hit, I need you at the airport real soon. So, available. And that means to even pick up the phone. If you submit a CV, be ready to pick up the phone in case someone like me calls. You've got to be applying for jobs that you are meeting the selection criteria for. So meet the criteria, super important. Otherwise you'll get memorable for being the guy or girl that applies for jobs that they're not right for and they're not qualified for, they're not ticketed for, things like that. So meet the criteria. Whoops, that's terrible writing. Criteria. Having an up-to-date CV is the only one I want to receive. So if it's 2025 and your CV finishes in 2024 or 2023, and my worst one I've ever seen was 10 years old. It's one of the other videos on my channel. So up-to-date CV. Mining jobs, digging in the dirt, twisting spanners, is dirty work, but it all starts with paperwork. So you've got to have an up-to-date CV. You've got to have, or I would, that's how I got my job. I was just switched on enough to have copies of my licenses and tickets on my phone, because everybody's at the airport or on the bus and they're applying for jobs. So copies of your info that are ready to go. Copies of info, as in tickets and licenses. I would also have the front and the back of cards. So like my driver's license has got conditions on the back. Maybe you have to wear spectacles or liver function test or take medication, and there's conditions there. So definitely do not put your thumb over the corner of your license and send me a photo of that. I've seen many pictures of people's legs. They're sitting in a four-wheel drive or something, they've taken a picture of their card on their leg. I don't want to see that. Have a nice photo. I would also name it the right way. It helps you be helpable. So if my name was Bob Jones and it was a driver's license, I'd call it Bob _Jones _DL, or driver's license or something like that. I would not call it, and this is something that I hate, image 127219114. That's terrible. That slows you, that actually slows me down. So if someone comes to me with good paperwork, I really want to help them. The other one is if I get an email and it's, I think the generic term is image.jpg, I think it is. And if I've got an email that comes to me and all of your attachments are called image.jpg, me and my admin department don't love you. You are not easy to help. The competition for the jobs is huge. So image.jpg and an image.jpg is just hard to deal with. I'm like water. I want to follow the least line of resistance. And if someone gives me an application, they don't follow the instructions. If I've asked for send all documents and an up-to-date CV, and then you send me a couple of documents mentioned on your CV, and then you ring me and you say, oh, I've just sent your CV, and I say, oh, you finished in 2023. Have you been working since then? Oh yeah, I've been dicking around. Mate, that looks like you've been sitting on the couch for the last whatever. Now, I've got the luxury of talking to you and extracting that information out of you, but really, if someone's got an up-to-date CV and all their documents named well, and they're applying for jobs that they meet the selection criteria for, I'm going to call that person. You will see in my other videos there that there are times that I get 700 applications, 900 applications, 1100 applications for a job. Sometimes it's one job, sometimes it's 15 jobs, and most of the time the ads on Seek run for 30 days. So that's kind of 30 or 40 applications a day And if you're not easy to help, that's difficult. So we've got copies of all your info available and ready on your phone to attach with your up-to-date CV. That's the go. And focused applications where you meet the selection criteria, definitely be available to pick up the phone. Because honestly, if I give you a missed call and then you don't answer, no worries. If I'm red hot to chase you, I'm going to leave you a message, I'm going to give you an SMS, I'm going to send you an email, then I'm going to move on to the other 49 applicants behind you. So be available to pick up the phone. I would also, when I was granted a job, I would update the CV, whereas, yeah, there it is there, and email that to myself. So I've got a version of my up-to-date CV ready to go. Even when I'm at the airport, I'm a trade assistant at the airport, I'm applying for my next job because I want to know where my next paycheck comes from. I would have an updated CV before I even go. And it would say month, and then the year. This one's recorded in 2025. And then the location and the duties. I was about to do duties. And then before I even left, I could apply for other jobs, and the recruiter would know where I am, what I'm up to, and through conversation when I'm coming back to Perth. So it's all about paperwork. I would also be pretty flash on Microsoft Teams. MS Teams. Today I had a truck driver scrambling like mad to get Teams working 15 minutes before the interview with the final decision maker. So he was stressing, and we got it working because we did a little a practice run for him. So he didn't have any sound, and he's about to get interviewed for a job that was at $68 or $69 an hour, and technology is part of it. So up-to-date CV on your phone, copies of all your information, great. Be able to work MS Teams. Not that hard. This is just part one of how to get a job. Technology is huge. You've got to be able to use it. Editing your CV, if you can't do it on your phone, maybe get someone else to do it for you. Spelling mistakes are huge. When I open them up on a computer, there's a little red line under each spelling mistake. If I hit, I think it's F7 for editor, it comes up with like a score of 34% was one of my ones today. That's not good. I sit at a computer all day and I look at the things that I send and I spell check them and all that stuff. So if your CV is riddled with spelling mistakes, my eyes just find them, and I'm really not that great at spelling. Like criteria, I'm not that great, but my computer is. So you've got to get past the computers, digging in the dirt on a mine site in WA, trade assistant jobs, drillers, offsiders jobs, the lowest of the low, the dirtiest of the dirty. The competition is huge. You've got to be easy to help.